Screen is visible.
Yes, madam, it is visible.
Okay, screen visible, voice audible, all okay. So we start with our section now. Parenthesis. So we have done ellipsis today, we have done inverted commas, and we have also done title capitalization rules. Now we are coming to parenthesis. A parenthesis तो सबसे most common punctuation mark, brackets. So which we have been using since childhood. पर राइटिंग में इसको कैसे यूज करना है? So let's just understand that. It is always the extra information which is put in the brackets. So extra information के लिए हमने comma भी कहा था. So see all the alternatives that you have. So extra information या non-essential information जो आपको include करनी है अपनी sentence में. So you can show it with the help of these brackets. So parenthesis is the most common punctuation mark. We already know the brackets we've been using. The boy from school helped me with my homework. Now this is extra information. So Sam helped me with my homework will also do. The children won their basketball game. It was exciting. So आप इसको भी इसके बिना भी हमारे सेंटेंस में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. It is extra information that we are adding. She, Rita, is a great friend. So again, identifying. पर अगर हम इसी चीज को कॉमा में भी कर सकते हैं. So what all alternatives do we have? If you remove the information that is inside the parenthesis, the sentence must still make sense. That is important. कभी कभी मैंने messages में भी लोगों को देखा है, they will put essential information in the brackets and that completely changes the meaning of the whatever passage is being communicated. So it is that information without which the sentence would still stand on its own. उसके सेंटेंस की मीनिंग पे चेंज कंस्ट्रक्शन पे चेंज नहीं आएगा. So for example, Jenny invited you to her birthday party. Jenny invited you to her birthday party next week. So Jenny invited you to her birthday party, which is next week. This is the essential information. Now Jenny, the girl that lives in the yellow house. This is the extra information. It can be put in brackets. So without it also, the sentence should be okay. I'm going to Mumbai next week with Rashmi, who is my friend. Who is my friend is again extra information. So actually, knowing and eliminating the non-essential information or the extra information is a very tough task. It's not that easy. The sentences हमारे थोड़े से simple हैं, so we are finding it easy here. But sometimes in written, heavy academic writing, it becomes a huge challenge. So for that, again, we have to be very, very clear with what we wish to express and what we wish to highlight in these brackets. So parenthesis and dash and commas ये सब हमारी extra information को दर्शाते हैं. Hyphen only words के लिए आता है. So many times we do not know the difference between hyphen and dash. Hyphen is used for words and numbers, and dash is used to separate words into parenthetical statements. Parenthetical statements माने जो brackets में आने वाले हैं, अगर हम उन्हें brackets में नहीं लिख रहे हैं, तो हमें डैश से डिनोट कर सकते हैं कि ये एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन है। तो ये भी डैश पैरेंथेटिकल स्टेटमेंट्स के लिए आता है, हाइफन वर्ड्स के लिए आता है, हाइफन नंबर्स के लिए आता है। सो वी हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस। तो जैसे after a split second of hesitation, the second baseman leaped for the ball or rather limped for it. तो ये ब्रैकेट्स में आ रहा है, तो इसको हमने डैश में बोल दिया। सो डैश में दिस इज एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन, ब्रैकेट्स में एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन। So this is the so many times we use it in our writings also without realizing. और कभी कभी हम कुछ लिखते हैं and we want to explain it even more, then we put a dash and we give more explanation, जो भी है। So it is heavily used in writing. It is more emphatic. तो जैसे whether it is putting in those inverted commas or putting in brackets or putting in the dash, or अभी we will be doing italics or underlining, ये सब emphasize करने के लिए है। तो डैश और मैम यू हैड जस्ट सेड कि जहाँ पे हम सेमी कोलन यूज कर सकते हैं, हमने जो पंक्चुएशन का किया था एंड आई हैड मेंशन्ड देयर कि सेमी कोलन यूज कर सकते हैं और डैश भी यूज कर सकते हैं बिकॉज इट वाज देयर इन द एग्जांपल। सो सॉरी, सेमी दिस इज कोलन नॉट सेमी कोलन, कोलन। कोलन लिस्ट के लिए यूज होता है। तो ही इज अफ्रेड ऑफ टू थिंग्स, spiders and lizards. He's afraid of two things, dash spiders and lizards. So ये जो हमारा कोलन है ये ज्यादा फॉर्मल है, dash is less formal. So that is something we have to remember. So एक फॉर्मेलिटी, जब भी हमारा लेवल ऑफ फॉर्मेलिटी होता है, बिकॉज see is sometimes when we are talking with our friends, our relatives, our family, that is very informal. But when or we are sending messages or communicating, that is very very low level of formality. It is almost informal. But as you interact with your colleagues in your workplace, professional place, then the level of formality starts increasing. तो अगर आप मैसेजेस ऐसे ही इनफॉर्मल तरीके से भेज रहे हैं तो वहां पे आप डैश यूज कीजिए। पर अगर आप फॉर्मल कुछ लिख रहे हैं, लिस्ट कर रहे हैं, देन एम्फसाइज कर रहे हैं, देन यूज द कोलन देयर। So both are interchangeable, but the level of formality matters. तो dash और किस किस के लिए यूज होता है? Dash is used for a range of numbers or span of time. So page number this to this. Now what dash hai is the sign in between. Then 1 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. we'll be having sessions from this time span to this time span. So again dash is there, and even in year. So this is all very simple. Now we come to italics. Again emphasizing. Italics is also used to get the word or phrase noticed. तो इट कैन बी, अब ये जो इटैलिक्स है, डैश है, ब्रैकेट्स है, इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स है, सारी चीजों का फंक्शन ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर है। सो सर्टन वर्ड्स कैन बी एम्फसाइज्ड, foreign words, technical words, unfamiliar words can be you can put into italics. Italics कर सकते हैं या underlining कर सकते हैं, but important thing to remember is that you cannot use all of these together. आपने इटैलिक्स भी कर लिया, अंडरलाइनिंग भी कर लिया, इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स भी कर लिया, डैश भी कर लिया, ब्रैकेट्स भी कर लिया. ऑल दीज कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड टुगेदर. अलग अलग आप इनको यूज कर सकते हैं. तो पर्पस इनका सेम है. नाउ lot of confusion. So italics, dash, brackets और ये सबका almost similar function. Now there is a very very big question when it comes to numerals in writing. So can anybody tell me any of the rules that you must have followed when you were writing numerals? न्यूमरल्स में हमें क्या क्या नंबर लिखने चाहिए कि वर्ड्स लिखने चाहिए, कौन से नंबर से शुरू करना चाहिए कि वर्ड्स में शुरू करना चाहिए, कहाँ नंबर आने चाहिए, कहाँ वर्ड्स आने चाहिए, ये स्पेल आउट कहाँ करना चाहिए, ये कैन एनीबडी शेयर समथिंग एनीथिंग ऑन दिस कि इस पे कुछ क्लैरिटी. डेसिमल पॉइंट्स हैं तो क्या यूज करना चाहिए, परसेंटेज है तो व्हाट शुड वी यूज. सो ऑल दीज कैन कॉज अ लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन एट टाइम्स, लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट श्योर व्हाट टू यूज वेयर, है ना. तो जब हमें, जब when we are not sure, when we are not that confident, we sometimes avoid using, or even if we are using, we don't want to share, or maybe we just leave it. We are very not very confident, I would say. तो इसके लिए कुछ रूल्स हैं. न्यूमरल्स तो इतने हेविली यूज होंगे आपके डेटा कलेक्शन में, डेटा शेयरिंग में. So many times you're going to be using numerals. So let's see what are the basic, I mean, what's the basic protocol that we should follow. So when it comes to numerals in writing. So I have some interesting slides for everyone. Small numbers, 1 to 9, can be spelled out, but large numbers should not be spelled out. And there is a reason for that. Nothing happens without a reason. There's a logic. So small numbers जैसे, these three samples were considered for further testing. So 1 to 9 आपने नंबर में वर्ड्स में लिख दिया. पर अगर आपने लार्ज नंबर वर्ड्स में लिखा, then it will be a major distraction. Imagine it cost $10,416 to renovate the local library. Such a huge number. So instead, you can just write it cost $10,416 to renovate the library. So smaller numbers hai, to spell them out, 1 to 10. But again, अभी इसमें भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं which we will be learning. जब if we are using a precise unit of measurement like 3 centimeters, 7 centimeter, 3 kilometer, 3 kgs, so these are the units of measurement. And agar units of measurements are there in your sentence, then you can use the specific number. So जैसे the samples measured 7 centimeter in diameter, 7 centimeter in diameter. So 7 centimeter is a unit of measurement, तो आप इसको 7 कर सकते हैं. But large numbers, like I said, they are written in numerals because otherwise they will become a major distraction. So to avoid that distraction, we should put them in numbers. अगर नंबर आपका एस्टिमेट राउंड, अगर राउंडिंग है या एस्टिमेटेड है नंबर, तो जस्ट स्पेल इट आउट. Otherwise, you will end up writing 400 I mean, how many zeros? So 400 million would be a better way of writing. In a sentence, you have to be consistent. जैसे अगर हमने बोला कि 7 नंबर्स में नहीं लिखना है, 7 वर्ड्स में लिखना है, और 13 लार्जर नंबर है तो उसको हमें नंबर में लिखना है, तो कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा. तो वो कंफ्यूजन मत कीजिए. बी कंसिस्टेंट. अगर 7 और 13 है, दोनों नंबर्स में लिखिए, या 7 और 13 दोनों वर्ड्स में लिखिए. एक नंबर में, एक वर्ड्स में नहीं लिखिए, because that will create again confusion, distraction, and interpretational error also. So just let's stick to being consistent. Now, if you are writing a sentence और number से शुरू नहीं कीजिए, क्योंकि number से, even if you are starting with a number, spell it out. Spell it out. और या फिर change the sentence in such a manner that number comes in between. So suppose अगर आपने 75,000 ink cartridges are sold every day, तो आपने spell out कर दिया, पर आप इसको 75 नंबर से मत शुरू कीजिए, क्योंकि जैसे आई हैव गिवन एन एग्जांपल हियर, 15 न्यू फिक्शन नॉवेल्स वर ऑन डिस्प्ले, तो 15 से नहीं शुरू कीजिए. You can write 15 in words, 15 new fiction novels were on display, or you can change the sentence and write there were 15 new fiction novels on display. This is a better way of writing. So 75,000 ink cartridges are sold, or in one of the shops at Birdie, almost 75,000 ink cartridges are sold every day. So अब आपका sentence change हो गया, अब आप 75 को words में, उस number में लिख सकते हैं. 19th century novels often feature complicated plot lines. पर अगर आप 19, if you are mentioning the year, like 2021 witnessed a major pandemic situation globally, तो 2021, 2021 आप ईयर में अगर शुरू कर रहे हैं तो ईयर का एक्सेप्शन है, आप उसे नंबर्स में लिख सकते हैं. जैसे 2008 saw record olive crops throughout the Mediterranean. 2020 was a difficult year for globally, and 2021 did not change anything much. It just continued to be difficult. So अगर year से शुरू कर रहे हैं तो फिर आप नंबर में लिख सकते हैं. Okay? Decades and centuries. अगर डिकेड्स और सेंचुरीज की बात हो रही है तो हमें उन्हें स्पेल आउट करना है नंबर्स में. जैसे एंड स्पेशली इफ द राइटिंग इज फॉर्मल. सो जैसे अगर हमने लिख दिया द लाइब्रेरी वाज बिल्ट इन द 50s, ऐसे नहीं. द लाइब्रेरी वाज बिल्ट इन द 50s, दैट्स द बेटर वे. पर इफ आई एम राइटिंग अबाउट अ स्पेसिफिक ईयर, तो the library was built in 1955, तो फिर मैं नंबर में लिख सकती हूँ. The library was built in 1955. But 50s, 80s, 90s, if you are just writing about decades, then you should spell them out. Okay, all clear till now? Not too much gyan, I hope.
Fine.
Okay, okay, thank you. अब क्या होता है, कभी कभी दो नंबर एक साथ आ जाते हैं. You're talking about, हो सकता है ना, pairs, two numbers in a row. तो two numbers come next to each other in a sentence. then make sure that you spell out one number. Otherwise, it'll become very confusing. So, suppose there were 12 4-year-old children waiting for the librarian to begin story time. अब इसमें 12 और 4 दोनों न्यूमरल्स नहीं आ सकते क्लोज टू ईच अदर, तो आपको एक को नंबर में वर्ड्स में चेंज करना पड़ेगा. तो देयर वर 12, 4 को चेंज कर दीजिए, या फिर 4 को नहीं चेंज कर रहे हैं तो नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल में 12 को चेंज कर दीजिए. So there were 12 4-year-old children waiting for the librarian to begin story time, or there were 12, again 12 is in words, 4-year-old children waiting for the librarian to begin story time. So anyways, any which way would do, but आप दोनों को नंबर में मत लिखिए या सिमिलरली दोनों को वर्ड्स में भी मत लिखिए, because it will again get confusing. So use one number and one in words. ये distinction बना के रखना है, so that everything is for the reader. Writer is writing, but the reader has to understand what the writer is writing. Otherwise, there is no point in the efforts that you are putting in. Reader should connect to it. That is very, very important. So, इसीलिए ये ambiguity ना हो. These are some of the tricks that we can follow. Decimals or numbers, whole numbers or decimals में भी. तो decimals को कभी spell out मत कीजिए. Decimals को हमेशा decimals में ही लिखिए. तो जैसे the circulation of library material increased by 4.5% in 2015, no point. इसको we can just make it 4.5%. Okay? परसेंटेज पे आ गए हम. अब परसेंटेज आ गया तो important है to use numerals and percent. This symbol is enough. अब जैसे ये देखिए ये symbol आ गया तो inverted commas are used here to show, to highlight, to emphasize, है ना, what we were just sharing. According to the and not percent. तो देखिए symbol और words में difference highlight करने के लिए दोनों को inverted commas में कर दिया गया, so that our attention is immediately drawn to these two. Okay, the symbol is there in words, so ये नहीं use करना है, ये use करना है. Simple. According to the report, 45% of the workforce is employed in the service sector. Only this is 6% is currently work in agriculture. पर अगर आप सेंटेंस शुरू कर रहे हैं परसेंट से तो 45% से मत कीजिए. इन नंबर्स यू कैन राइट इन वर्ड्स, और इसको या फिर चेंज कर दीजिए कि ये बीच में आ जाए. 13% of the patients reported that their symptoms improved after taking the experimental drug. Study shows that 13% of the patients have reported improvement in their symptoms after taking the experimental drug. तो उससे आपका परसेंट बीच में आ जाएगा और फिर आप उसमें नंबर में लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो these are some of the things that we have to keep in mind. I will, because we have done so many things, we will quickly revise what we have done today. After that, I'm going to be sharing the practice questions with everyone. So for that, a little revision is important because we have done many things. So are you ready for revision? And then we will be doing practice questions, and practice questions are really very, very simple. Ready for revision? I want some response.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we started with this. Now, इसमें हमने different kinds of errors that crop up when we are writing. इसका हमने practice किया था. So run-on sentences, avoid. Phrases, incomplete sentences, avoid. Then too lengthy sentences, avoid. Too short sentences, avoid. Misplaced modifiers, avoid. So in your writing, avoid, please note it down. Avoid misplaced modifiers, run on sentences, then phrases, not complete sentences. Third point is this. The fourth point is too short sentences. Fifth point is too long sentences. And the sixth point is maintain parallel structure. So avoid not having parallel structure. So writing में ये follow करना बहुत important है to bring in that clarity. Otherwise, it will not come out as coherent and everything glued together. So एक्सरसाइज हमने की थी. अब हम इसको एक्सरसाइज को फिर से अगर देखें तो कैन यू मेक आउट, कैन यू नाउ यू नो द आंसर, नाउ कैन वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस बेटर. Perhaps you don't always need to use commas, periods, colons, etc. to make sentences clear. Inverted commas, when I'm in a hurry, tired, cold, lazy, or angry, I sometimes leave out punctuation marks. Grammar is stupid. I can write without it and don't need it. My Uncle Harry once said he was not very clever, and I never understood a word he wrote to me. I think I learned some punctuation, not too much enough to write to Uncle Harry. He needs some help. So now this with punctuation marks, this will make some more this will bring in more meaning to what is written. Yes. So when I'm in a hurry, tired, cold, lazy, or angry, I sometimes leave out punctuation marks. Never, never, never leave out your punctuation marks, because that will change the meaning of what you are wanting to say. So capitalization बहुत important है. हमने अभी किया टाइटल कैपिटलाइजेशन किया. टाइटल कैपिटलाइजेशन में हमारे important words are capitalized. First word is capitalized, last word is capitalized, important words. And not capitalized are a and the, coordinating conjunctions and prepositions. Then examples we did, exercises we did, inverted commas. Inverted commas may very important to understand that this, yes, exercise, they are also used to highlight certain phrases or significant words or unfamiliar expressions in a sentence. Checklist. Remember this checklist. It's very, very useful. Single inverted commas, again for highlighting within a spoken sentence. This is quotation and capitalization. There are always, the first letter is always capitalized in a sentence. Phrases may not be capitalized, and if the quotation is continuing, then we don't capitalize it the second time. So we did this exercise, and then ellipsis. Ellipsis, I'm sure must be, I'm sure we can do more research on this and really learn more varied uses of this. So pause for effect, trail off into silence, unfinished thought, and replacement for omitted words. Then We did the exercise on this. Yes, this is ellipsis. Infinitive phrase can be omitted when the meaning is clear. And then we did this exercise. And we also understood could have, should have. They could have, should have will be the past tense of
will
could,
be the
should
past
have.
tense.
Yes, sir, do you wish to
नहीं नहीं
ask
बेटा उधर
something?
कुर्सी लाई ले
Okay. Then parentheses, brackets. If you remove the information that is inside the parentheses, the sentence must still make the sense. That's important. The dash, then range of numbers, then range of time, span of time, and years. Time span can be in the number of hours, in the number of months, number of years, number of days. So, span of time, and of course, range of numbers. So italics is again for getting the important words or phrases noticed. Numerals. Numerals may we did many things. So I will just quickly revise numerals a little in, little in detail, and then we will take a short break, and after the break we will do the practice questions. So numerals बस याद रखिएगा कि 1 to 9 spelled out, larger numbers not spelled out. The reason behind it is larger numbers spelling out will create distraction. So that should not be there. Exception होते हैं जब unit के बाद, when these small numbers have a unit of measurement, then they can be written in numbers. Otherwise, they are spelled out. Larger numbers rounded off or estimated. So 400 million people instead of writing so many zeros. Consistency in the same sentence is very important. We should not be inconsistent in our writing. Then, if you are starting a sentence with a number, spell it out. Don't start with a numeral. You can reframe your sentence so the numeral comes in between, or if you are starting, then spell number. That is the rule. So, example I have shared with you. Exception is when you are sharing a year. ईयर से अगर शुरू कर रहे हैं तो ईयर को स्पेल आउट नहीं करते. डिकेड्स एंड सेंचुरीज स्पेल आउट, बट डिकेड में अगर कोई स्पेसिफिक ईयर है या सेंचुरी में कोई स्पेसिफिक ईयर है तो डोंट स्पेल इट आउट, write it as a number. That is important. Paired numbers, two numbers in a row, so you will spell out one of them and write in numbers the second one. दोनों को spell out नहीं करना है, दोनों को numbers में नहीं लिखना है. Distinction के लिए एक को number में लिखिए और एक को spell out करिए. That is important. Whole numbers versus decimals. Decimals will always be written in numbers. 4.5, 7.8. अगर एक और चीज, अगर 15.43%, so 15.43 है वो, it is not 43. So many people say 15.43. That is not correct. It's 15 is the whole number. Decimal number तो 43 वो number ही नहीं है. Tens and ones में तो है ही नहीं. It is 1/10, and it's the completely different है उसका. So it has to be 0.43. So percent decimals आप number में लिखिए. Then when you are writing percentage, then you will use the symbol of percentage, and not write the word there. But अगर आप उससे sentence शुरू कर रहे हैं, then you can start with spelling it out. अब आपका ये तो सारे आपको टेक्निक्स थी जो कि हमने शेयर की बहुत सारी. अब आई विल जस्ट शेयर वन स्मॉल टेक्निक फॉर योर राइटिंग प्रोसेस, और उसके बाद हम लोग क्वेश्चंस पे आएंगे. So I'm sure everyone is going to do great, very very nice. So writing process का एक method है which I'm going to be sharing with you. You will pre-writing, before you sit down to write, you will collect your information, which you must be doing right now because you're writing a research article, so your data collection I'm sure must be already on. Then you will sit down to organize your ideas. So when you're organizing your ideas, make sure that you are putting everything in a logical manner. Like मैंने वो मॉल का भी I give an example that if you're going out to buy something, or if you are planning for anything, without proper planning and structure, nothing can actually take place. So there are, in fact, it is said that 70% of your time should go in planning. Then actually it takes very little time to execute the task. So you can do the remaining task in 30% time. So it should be very, very detailed planning and drafting, organizing your ideas, deciding in what order to present your information, making the outline. Everything requires a lot of detailing and planning. So please spend a lot of time on that. Then you will rewrite, edit, and revise, reading your draft out aloud, being critical, and logical organization of your material. What I shared with you, the coherence and cohesion is what you are going to be checking at this moment, whether everything is binding together, whether everything is making sense, whether everything is logically progressing. So all that. And then when you are proofreading, your punctuations, are they all in place? Your sentence construction, your parallelism, your all those modifiers, everything that we shared, is everything in place? So your grammar, your styling, your punctuation, your typo, everything you will be sharing at this stage, checking at this stage, and then your piece is going to be like final. Your article is going to be absolutely ready for publishing. So please keep note of all these things, and really, really do very, very well. I'm sure everyone is going to do extremely well in this process of writing the paper, research paper. So we have almost come to the end of our section on the information that I had to share. Preeti ma'am, maybe in 2 minutes we can do, if there are any questions from your side, please feel free. We'll have question answers for 5 minutes, and then we will just take small break for 2-3 minutes and then start with questions. Any questions from your side? Um, any more explanation or any more information on what we have done on punctuations, if you wish to share from your side, or give some feedback or insight?
Divya ma'am, Priyanka Sada here.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask that suppose 1900, this is the year, and 1908. Okay, so whenever we are pronouncing it, we are saying it's 19 not 8. Zero, we are saying not. So in 1900, how will pronounce it?
1908, 1900. 1900 and 19 actually, suppose if someone is some event took place in 2000, we are in the 21st century, so 2000 something took place in 2000, so how will we say? We will say 2000. In the year 2000 we saw this event taking place. In the year 2000 this happened. So similarly, in the year 1900 there was whatever incident took place, or the industrial revolution was just in its elementary stages, or there was a law, there were changes all over, we were under colonial rule. So in the year 1900 we were still struggling for freedom. So if I have to say that, right? And 1908 we say, but 1908 is also absolutely okay. In the year,
Okay.
yeah, in the year 1908 this incident took place, or this law was passed, because you are from the law background, so, or this legislature came into existence, so this bill was passed. So in the year 1908, that's, and 1900,
Okay.
so 18th century, so this is like 2000, we are in 2021, but this is the 21st century, so yeah. And 1800,
Okay, ma'am.
1857, 1947. So now from 2000 we have started saying 2K, but 2K is actually 2000, the year 2000. So now we say
Yes.
2K21, 2K. So that, I mean, the language is evolving. So this is what we were sharing yesterday also. Yes. But that's a good question. So
Oh.
suppose
Um,
yeah,
ma'am,
please.
ma'am, I just missed that concept. You said coherent and second word something you used. I just wanted to know the meaning of these two words. I did not get it.
Okay, that's a very good question. I mean, extremely. So, what I said was coherence and cohesion. Coherence was logical progression, and cohesion is something which binds the paragraph together. So, to explain this further, I had shared this example of, or any example if you take up in any piece of writing, there are two things which become clear when we are writing. One is, of course, your grammar, and the second is your logical progression. Is the idea flowing from one end to another with logic, or there is no logic, it is illogical? Either there is logic, or it is logical, or it is illogical. There is nothing in between. So when it is logical, it is coherent, and anything which is coherent or logical can be understood, and anything which is illogical becomes incoherent and hence is difficult to understand. So that is coherence and logic and logical progression. That was one thing I spoke about. The second thing I spoke about was that in a paragraph, you are writing about different ideas. You begin with one idea, then how you are progressing and how your idea is logically progressing. So are you really connecting the ideas together in the paragraph, or they are just jumping from one place to another? So cohesion is binding the paragraph together. Is the paragraph having the consistency where all the thoughts are put across in a coherent manner? Then it will become cohesion. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please spell cohesion. It's
No, no,
COHISION.
Hesion.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you can check about it more. And coherence in writing, cohesion in writing, because I take up writing assignments for many students and learners and professionals. So I always tell them, is it coherent? Is there cohesion in what you're writing? So, like in this piece, I can say there is no coherence because it's not progressing logically. Basic concepts, a sentence can also have coherence, a paragraph, when each sentence has coherence, then there is cohesion. So both will go together. So this paragraph has no coherence because concepts hai, types hai, then challenges hai, like I had shared. But when you do it again, redo it, then there is a little more coherence. There's more logic. There is more easy progression. So that is what I was talking about. Yes, is that clear? I'm
Yes,
so
ma'am.
happy
Sure,
that
sure.
you're taking this interest
Thank you.
and yes. So any other question? And in writing, we should always take note of this, because if we don't, then it is going all over the place. And grammar, I can't even share how much, I mean, how grammatically incorrect we sometimes tend to be. But ठीक है वो Grammarly is there, software is there, computer also comes to our rescue, but our ideas computer cannot check. So we have to be very careful with that. Is why drafting and planning is very important. How are you planning your essay? How are you planning your article? How are you planning? And if you just see some of the essays that these MBA, these top colleges ask for, oh my God, they are so tough. So and expectations, yes. So if are there any questions coming, please? So Preeti ma'am, should we just take a break for 5 minutes and then we will start with question answers after this?
Yes, madam. Okay.
Yeah. So we will just resume our session in 5 minutes. Please stay connected, and then we are going to be practicing questions. Yes, any question? Yeah. Okay.
Participants, can you see the questions?
Yes, madam. Yes.
यस
मैम यस
देखिए, ये
मैम
क्वेश्चन नंबर है 1 2 3 4 क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे दिया हो, और ये इसके 4 ऑप्शंस है। तो आप क्वेश्चन पूरा ना ही लिखा तो भी चलेगा, आप क्वेश्चन नंबर डालिए और उसका 4 में से जो भी सही आंसर रहेगा वो आप लोग लिख लीजिए अपने कॉपी में। और जैसे ही 7वां क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा, मैडम को स्क्रॉल करने के लिए बोलिएगा। ठीक है, सो प्लीज स्टार्ट। ऑल द बेस्ट।
And please do not click images. इसकी फोटो मत खींचेगा क्योंकि ये आपके प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस हैं।
मैम which is correct answer? Hello मैम.
Yes.
सर करेक्ट आंसर मैडम सारे क्वेश्चंस होने के बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे। करेक्ट आंसर सारे क्वेश्चन होने के बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे।
आप अभी खाली
Excuse me, ma'am.
जी
Yeah, sorry, the screen was not loading for me. Now it has. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, seventh question is not visible. Please, can you scroll it?
Yes. Yes. Can you see now 6 to 10? I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
it's still question number 10.
Ma'am, I'm sorry I have missed out on the third question. Just a little bit up, please.
Ma'am, ninth and tenth question, both are not visible. Yes.
Please first four, madam. Please first four.
First
Four,
four.
please. Yeah, madam. Yeah.
Done. First four, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Done till 18?
Yes, ma'am.
18 was not visible that time.
Okay, now?
Ma'am, now it is visible.
question number 29 is not completely visible.
Okay. Now,
Yes, it is.
ma'am, please show 31st question. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have all completed or some are still doing?
I'm done. I'm done.
Ma'am, please show 29 number question.
So shall we start with the answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So मैम जो मराठी में है, पाली में है, सबके लिए सबका हो गया ना? क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स सबने लिखे हैं?
जी हाँ मैम, जी हाँ।
अच्छा, ठीक है. So let's discuss the answers. So question number 1. What will be the correct answer?
Stationery, first one.
You can
D.
just tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the correct option?
One,
Fourth
ma'am.
one. Fourth. Fourth is the correct option. Can you see the cursor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
You see the cursor? I'm highlighting
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
stationery answer 4 is the correct answer because ARY stationed, not moving. So that is why this stationery is the correct answer because pen pencil wala stationery is there. Choose the correct option 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the correct option?
First.
1 is the correct option. So yes. Quotation mark is used.
Both options are answer.
Both A and B.
Both options are correct.
TMNC, third.
Answer 3. And word division. One syllable words are not divide. We do not divide one syllable word. We do not divide proper nouns. It helps to bring clarity. All 3 options are correct.
4.
All 3 options are correct.
Okay, options.
All 3 options are correct. Answer 4. It is used to link words together, slash, hyphen, comma, inverted commas. Hyphen.
Hyphen.
Absolutely. That's the correct answer. It is used to distinguish certain words from others within the text. Underlining.
Italics.
Both
Italics.
options are correct.
3.
Both are correct. Both are correct.
Both are correct. They can be used interchangeably, but don't use both of them at the same time. So underlining and italics both are correct. It is used at the end of all direct questions.
Full stop. Question
Stop.
Question mark.
Direct
1.
questions के लिए question mark. Answer
Question
1.
mark.
Question mark. Okay.
Okay.
It is also used to divide hour from the minute in writing time in English.
Colon.
3.
Colon,
3.
colon, colon. Most common use in English for contraction of a word.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe. Apostrophe. The correct answer. Yes. It is used to express surprise, astonishment, or other strong emotions.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
Yes.
Exclamation.
Yes. It is used to separate the whole number from decimal in writing.
Semicolon.
Period.
Period.
Period. That's the full
1.
stop. Yes. Dot. Yes. Bona fide means
Genuine.
genuine, genuine. is used when omitting a word, phrase, line from a passage? This we
Ellipsis.
know.
Ellipsis.
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 Yes. Dash is awesome. Choose the correct
A.
option.
First one.
Option A.
First.
First option.
A. The second option means if. Weather will be
Social blunder.
Meaning of faux pas is social blunder. Wonderful. Yes. Bon voyage.
Social blunder. Have a nice trip.
A nice
Have a
trip.
nice trip.
Wonderful. Question mark.
Both options are correct.
Options correct.
Options are correct. Absolutely. What a strong woman.
A.
One.
Exclamation.
Exclamation A.
Exclamation. Semicolon is a longer pause, is a short pause, is used to separate sentences.
Fourth.
Option D.
1 and 3 options are correct.
Option
1 and 3.
only 1 and 3.
1 and
B
3.
is correct.
Ah,
4. Answer
1 and 3
4.
where quotation marks, all three options are same.
All three are correct.
Inverted commas, speech
20D.
marks, quotation marks, all three options are
All
same.
3 options are same.
How shocking!
Exclamation.
Exclamation.
Question mark.
Choose the correct option. I'm going home and I won't return.
Second.
B.
First.
Option B.
First one, first.
First one.
और डिक्शनर के
Comma
साथ
A.
कॉमा आएगा.
First.
Coordinated conjunction है ना, तो comma. Used for first letter in a sentence, names of persons,
Capital letter.
Capital letter.
capital letters. Yes. Choose
No,
the
second
correct
one.
option.
Second.
Second.
The correct option. New York is a big city. Ship's captain is an example of
Both possessive.
Both options are
Apostrophe.
correct. Possessive. Possessive.
yes.
Apostrophe.
Punctuation mark for parenthesis is
First.
26.
one. You can start a sentence with a numeral.
No.
Clear. Not
Four.
clear.
False.
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 Exceptions are there, but we cannot
False.
generally start with
False.
this. The meaning of modus operandi?
Method of operating.
Of operating.
Method of operating, absolutely. Which punctuation mark is used for compound numbers up to
Hyphen.
99?
Hyphen.
Which spelling is correct? Oh, it's computer.
Third one is
This is the correct spelling. Which punctuation mark is used to introduce a list?
Comma.
Colon.
Comma. No, sorry. Which punctuation mark
Colon.
is used?
semicolon.
Colon. Introduce a list is colon. Choose the correct option.
B. I like to read and write.
Second.
Both the correct. Both are correct.
Both are correct. Both are correct. Two subject, two verbs, so a semicolon, one subject and two compound verbs. So this is also correct and this is also correct. Choose the correct option. The second option.
Second one.
Which punctuation mark is used at 8 o'clock?
Apostrophe.
Colon.
Yes.
Apostrophe.
Yes. First letter in a quotation should be never capitalized.
Yes, capitalized.
False. Yes, wonderful. So everyone has got these answers. Sabka ho gaya hai? We can close this now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so wonderful. We have done this. And how did you fare? Kaise aapke correct? All good? All correct?
दो रॉन्ग निकले
1, 2 wrong हुए बाकी सब correct.
Wonderful.
दो रॉन्ग हो गए
Okay. दो wrong is
Ma'am,
not
I have
correct.
one doubt regarding italics and underline. regarding the
Uh-huh.
same question. Ma'am, it was written that both are used to distinguish something. And the question was that,
Uh-huh.
ma'am, I think italics is used for to distinguish some to write some other name or something in different
Yeah.
language. But the
Uh-huh.
question was a bit different. So I thought the answer was underline, but you said both are correct, underline and italics.
I'm sharing this. Can you see okay, I stopped sharing, I think. Just a minute. Let me just go back and share again. Yeah, I'll just share this. No, just a minute. Let me just share. I just want to share my. Yeah. Can you see? I'll just go to this slide on italics.
Ma'am, I think
And
Mrunmay madam is asking about question. Which question number is there, ma'am? Mrunmay?
no, yes, I've understood, ma'am. I'm just going
Yes.
to this italics
Okay.
used to get the word or phrase noticed. This is what you have mentioned, unfamiliar words, unfamiliar phrases, to emphasize a certain word, foreign words, technical words, unfamiliar words. This is what italics are used for. Italics and underline can be used interchangeably. So underlining can also be used for foreign words, technical words, and unfamiliar words. At one point, we can either use italics or underlining. We cannot use both. So do not use italics and underline at the same time, but they both can be used interchangeably. Does this answer your question?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
35
So,
का मैडम हेलो मैडम
हाँ जी,
35 नंबर का आंसर गया
हाँ 35 नंबर था कि first I'll just share from here. Which question are you talking about, ma'am? The italics one? I'll just read from here. First
35
letter
number
35 is
35
first letter in a quotation should be never capitalized. So it is incorrect. First letter in a quotation should be always capitalized.
नंबर क्या है मैडम
35 का ये था, fourth false था. And ma'am, could you please tell me which one was your question, which number this italics question? It is used to distinguish certain words from others within the text, which is question number 6, right? And the options were underlining and italics, and both options are correct.
Yes, right.
Yes, does this answer your question?
13 14
Thank
15
you.
13
Hello,
14
yes. Which one, sir?
13 14 15 का आंसर
Thir-
क्या होगा
13, 14, 15 आपका मिस हो गया?
हाँ मैडम
Just a minute, can you see the screen?
यस मैडम
दिख रहा है ना आपको? स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? So
नहीं मैडम,
13
अभी तक विजिबल
नहीं
नहीं
दिख
है
रहा.
मैम.
अच्छा, I'll just share and
13 14 15 में ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट है
13 अब दिख रहा है?
यस मैम.
13 में ऑप्शन ए ellipsis, it is used, हमने आज ही किया था. 14 में द वेदर, द फर्स्ट वाली स्पेलिंग वेदर की सही है, और मीनिंग ऑफ फोपा में सोशल ब्लंडर ये सही है. तो 13, 14, 15 में
15
हाँ
16 नंबर का 16 नंबर 16 का
हाँ कौन सा नंबर?
16 16
16 16.
16 नंबर. हैव अ नाइस
में
ट्रिप,
जी है मैम
सेकंड वाला है हैव अ नाइस ट्रिप.
ओके ओके थैंक यू
और कोई किसी को क्वेश्चन? हाँ
मैडम,
हेलो.
मैं इनसे ये रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर कर दूंगी. वो थोड़े लैंग्वेजेस वालों को थोड़ा ये हुआ होगा, एक दो जन को नहीं अगर हुआ होगा तो they can go through the recording and they can see the correct answers.
Yes. Otherwise, any questions, anything you would like to share? आपने जो अभी questions answer किए, उनसे related कुछ, जैसे मैम ने share किया था अभी एक उनको doubt था, anything, please feel free. And with this, we have come to the end of our 3 days session. आपका research methodology का ये important unit 5. So we have covered all the topics that were there in your unit 5, and I'm sure you all will do really well. So any insight, anything you want to share from your side, please feel free. Or your feedback.
फ्रेंड्स, अभी यहाँ पे आपका 5th यूनिट कंप्लीट हो गया है पूरा। तो आप जो भी मैडम ने पढ़ाया है, जो भी स्लाइड शेयर किए हैं मैडम ने, वो सारे पॉइंट्स आपको अच्छे से करने हैं और ये प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस के जैसे क्वेश्चंस आपको फाइनल एग्जाम में आ सकते हैं। ठीक है, और किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ लीजिए, अदरवाइज वी विल स्टॉप फॉर द डे।
मैम ये प्रेजेंटेशन स्लाइड्स आप शेयर कर सकते हैं?
एक पीपीटी ऑलरेडी शेयर किया है, मैकेनिक्स ऑफ राइटिंग का एक पीपीटी ऑलरेडी है अपने मूडल साइट पे। अगर उसको गेस्ट एक्सेस दिया होगा तो फिर मैं उसको अपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में भेज देती हूँ, जो मैडम का पीपीटी मैंने मूडल पे शेयर किया है। ठीक है, ऑलरेडी। अदरवाइज
कि वो जो यूनिट वाइज जो दिया हुआ है उसमें एक्चुअली सारे स्लाइड्स नहीं है इसमें।
हाँ, तो कुछ अपडेट किए हैं मैडम ने विथ एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ, लेकिन वो बहुत हेवी है अभी का पीपीटी, वो अपलोड नहीं होगा। तो जो पहले का पीपीटी मैडम ने शेयर किया है वही मैं आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करूंगी। ठीक है,
There are more than 180 slides.
Yes, I can understand, ma'am. And everything is there in your recorded sessions, so they can go through the recorded sessions, madam. Don't worry.
Yes, bilkul.
So I extend my thanks to Dr. Divya Lakhera, madam, for all the 8 valuable sessions on Unit 5. और मैं पार्टिसिपेंट्स की तरफ से भी शायद फीडबैक अच्छा ही है, उनके कमेंट्स चैट बॉक्स में आ रहे हैं। So thank you from on behalf of all the participants also and from HRDC Nagpur. I extend my thanks to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm getting all these wonderful comments here. Please, thank you so much and do very well in all your ventures. Thank you so much. All the good wishes to
Thank you
each
so
and
much,
every one
ma'am.
of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
पार्टिसिपेंट्स आप लीव मत करिए, मुझे थोड़े इंस्ट्रक्शंस देने हैं कल के सेमिनार के लिए। Okay, thank you all of you for your patient hearing. Now from tomorrow we are going to start seminar. I'll talk in Hindi so that everybody can understand. कल से अपने सेमिनार चालू हो रहे हैं। प्री लंच सेशन अपने सेमिनार्स रहेंगे। कल कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स के सेमिनार है? इफ़ यू रिमेंबर द टाइम टेबल, फर्स्ट इज ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंस। कोई है फार्मेसी वाले? हाँ, सो अभी देखिए मैंने अपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में गूगल फॉर्म भेजा है मॉर्निंग में। अभी आप लोग थोड़ा फ्री हो गए होंगे, उसके बाद 6 बजे के बाद यू फोकस ऑन योर सेमिनार पीपीटीज एंड देन टिल नाइट आप लोगों को आपके पीपीटीज मुझे गूगल फॉर्म के थ्रू भेजने हैं। वो गूगल फॉर्म में अटैच फाइल का एक ऑप्शन है, वो अटैच फाइल में जाके आपको आपके प्रेजेंटेशन सेंड करने हैं। हो सके तो सभी लोग सेंड करने की कोशिश करिए आज शाम तक, बट प्रेफरेबली जिनके कल सेमिनार से वो लोग पहले मुझे फाइल भेजेंगे, और बाकी लोगों के संडे से सेमिनार है तो वो सैटरडे नाइट तक भी भेज सकते हैं। लेकिन कल जिनके सेमिनार से फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंस है और फूड न्यूट्रिशन, होम साइंस, और एक तीसरा बंच किसका है कल?
मैडम बॉटनी।
यस, बॉटनी इज देयर। वो फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंस के बंच में अपन ने बॉटनी डाला है। फिर 2 फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन के है, 2 होम साइंस के है, आणि अजून एक कोणता बंच है?
इंजीनियरिंग,
मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग एंड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंजीनियरिंग। ठीक है, तो आप ये
मैडम
जो
पीपीटी सेंड मॅडम
हा.
पीपीटी सेंड केलेली आहे तर
केली आहे
कन्फर्म
का?
करता
ठीक
येईल
आहे, मी
सर?
चेक करून घेते आणि ज्यांचे आलेले
जी.
नसतील, जे उद्याचे आहे, त्यांनी प्लीज आज रात्रीपर्यंत 12 वाजेपर्यंत पाठवलं तरी चालेल किंवा उद्या सकाळच्या पहिले 10 वाजेपर्यंत माझ्याजवळ आले पाहिजे, सो दॅट मी त्यांना डाउनलोड करून ठेवेल. म्हणजे मला वेळेवरती रिसोर्स पर्सन आल्यानंतर आपला तेवढा वेळ जाणार